Thanks so much, Kelly. We are live out here with, once again, Emily Ingram, of course. She is Southwest Georgia's very first female bodybuilder. But no matter how much you work out in the gym or pump iron or run sprints or laps or swim or whatever you want to do for exercise, it all comes back to being here in the kitchen.
Absolutely, yes. 80% of our results come from our diet. So, you know, you can work hard all you want. You can, like you said, you can bust your butt everywhere. But if you aren't eating to support what you're doing, you're not going to get the results, and you're not going to maintain the results that you're looking for.
So right now, here in the South, I quickly learned they like their fried food, and it sure does taste good. But what are the tricks to getting healthier here in the kitchen?
Right, just learning they're learning little tricks how to make things healthier. You know, maybe, you know, not have to fry everything, or less, you know, better seasonings, using olive oil, things that are healthier choices. And you'd be surprised when you learn how to change those things, that your taste buds change, and you don't really have to have everything so, you know, unhealthy for you. Shopping on the outside of the grocery store is the best way to do it. It's how I have all my ladies. Most of on their meal plans, you know, they shop in the fresh food section. You know, you can use fresh seasonings, herbs you can use, and things mix so well when everything is fresh. You know, you don't have those preservatives, you don't have those additives to alter the taste. So you'd actually be surprised at the things you can mix together that taste really well.
I did hear a trick that if you, instead of going, I guess, clockwise around the grocery store, if you just go counterclockwise around the grocery store, something like that, it automatically, your mind tricks you into buying healthier foods, something like that. But when you're buying healthy foods and cooking healthy foods, can it still taste good?
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, you'd be surprised at things you could eat that would taste so much better because they're fresher, more fresh, and so they taste, you know, just your taste buds are like, wow, a little bit shocked. I didn't know it could taste that well.
Now, here we are, you know, Memorial Day is this weekend. People are going to be heading to the beach, out to the pool. Crash dieting is the first thing that comes to mind. You know, oh, I just will only eat bananas or lettuce or, you know, grilled chicken, something along those lines. Is that safe?
It's not safe at all. You know, first of all, you will never maintain that. Crash dieting is terrible for your body. A lot of times, you know, people you lose weight. Some people will lose the weight, but as soon as you start eating normally again, obviously that fat and that weight will come back, and most of the time it will come back tenfold. So, and you know, your skin gets stretched out in yo-yo dieting. You know, your skin gets stretched out and come back, and elasticity come. You know, it's not going to tighten back up as easily. So a lot of times, you know, you get those fatty deposits, and those don't really go away so easily.
Yes. So you always say that it's more of a lifestyle change, and that's what we're going to be teaching you this morning on Good Day. We've got a great healthy breakfast for you. We're going to teach you a healthy way to saute. I don't think there's going to be any butter involved in that.
No butter.
And we're going to teach you how to season some of those using some of those great fresh herbs. That's all coming up live here on Good Day. Back to Good Day, everyone. We are live here cooking up in the kitchen with, of course, Emily Ingram, Southwest Georgia's very first female bodybuilder. But Emily, breakfast, the most important meal of the day. We've all heard that.
Right.
So many people still skip it because they just don't have time before heading off to work.
Right, yeah, and they just feel like, well, I get a lot of people say, well, when I eat breakfast, then I get, you know, I'm hungry later.
Or they're not hungry before work.
Right, or I just can't eat it. But, you know, you have to train your body to eat that. You know, you want to speed up your metabolism. You want to get it going. That you want to be hungry a couple hours later, because that means your metabolism's working, and we want that to work. You don't want to slow it down.
Metabolism burns fat. Is that how it works?
Burns, you know, you burn your calories, you burn your fat. It keeps you going, so you don't, you know.
There you go. So we're going to be making up a smoothie this morning here on Good Day. I'm assuming fresh fruits and vegetables, but you've got a little trick for us.
Right? Yes. You can buy them pre-cut, already frozen. There's a whole bunch of different brands. The main thing you want to do is you want to check the ingredients. You want to make sure there's no added sugar.
Always reading labels.
Always read the labels. So, you know, down here it says strawberries, peaches, bananas, all of those. You don't want it to say sugar or corn syrup, whatever.
Okay.
Any of that. So, you know, we have our little blender here. Very handy. You know,
so we've got the one little 3 ice cubes.
You're right.
Not too many.
However, you know, that's your preference, and you can use the fresh. You know, and I like to use seasonal fruits because
a little bit cheaper.
They're cheaper and they taste better when they're seasonal. You know, but when you use the frozen, it kind of makes it a little more
convenient.
Right, a little more
Buy it
convenient.
on sale if you want to save a little bit of money there.
Right, exactly.
All right, so a couple scoops of the fruit.
Yeah, and this is, you know, like I said, preference on how much you'd like to use.
Okay.
I'm going to put a kiwi in there. And
you can put the entire kiwi in.
Right. Yes. My kids actually eat the whole kiwi, peel and all. You know,
That's
you got
crazy.
your fiber and everything in there. So we're just going to cut off the ends, and we're just going to
Slice it on up
into little chunks here, so it will blend up for you.
And this would be a great breakfast again, getting in all those fresh fruits and vegetables. You've got some oatmeal here.
You can even I add oatmeal to my smoothies. You know, you get your useful carbs, and it's important to have carbohydrates in the morning. So I'll go
you always hear that C word, carbs.
Right.
Being the bad
carbs
word.
are bad. But if you eat the right kind of carbs, there is a difference in carbohydrates.
Okay.
Oatmeal obviously has complex carbs. They're great for you, so we're just going to add.
Now, instead of the oatmeal, you've got this nice huge jug that I'm going to pull off the side of the camera, protein powder. Something else people can add to the smoothies. Is protein powder going to make people bulk up? If they say they just want to slim down, get those leaner muscles, is protein powder going to do that?
Well, no, absolutely not. Protein powder's to fill in the gaps where you're not getting enough from meats and things like that. But it's great just to add a little bit of flavor to it and add your protein. Protein makes you, you stay full longer.
Sure.
And so we can add a little bit of.
Also, oatmeal and protein powder.
Yeah, let's get you some protein.
I tell you, and this one is strawberry milkshake flavor.
No,
so it's not going to taste like chalk.
Nope.
It's going to taste like a strawberry milkshake.
There's so many different flavors you can buy.
So good.
Okay.
Last but not least,
you can use juice. Be careful what you choose for juice. I'm not actually a really big juice fan, but you know, to use excessively. But it has a little bit in there.
Now this is most pulp. Is pulp better?
It's
when
kind
you're
of
buying juice.
Preference, what you like. Some people, my kids like pulp.
There you
go. You're getting pulp.
Well, that works.
And we're gonna
trying to buy, and these are great for kids too.
Oh, absolutely. You know, one thing a lot of people like to add yogurt to theirs, which you can do. You do want to be choosy about what yogurt. You know, you don't just go grab like the Yoplait or something, because you're going to add like 36 grams of sugar.
Oh gosh.
And it's not healthful sugar. So I like Greek yogurt. You can buy the plain Chobani Greek yogurt. It has, you know, a lot of protein in it, and it can take the place of this.
Sure.
All of that that your body can use, and it's a healthful choice.
All right, well, we're going to blend this up. Again, a great, quick, and easy breakfast that you can be getting to kick that metabolism into gear and stay a little bit full until that next snack that comes along. We're going to blend this up right now here live on Good Day. We are cooking up. Coming up, we're going to teach you how to saute vegetables and I think some other things, healthy, and then teach you how to season it all up so it tastes absolutely amazing, and that you're still eating nice and healthy. That's coming up live here on Good Day in just a few minutes. Back to you guys in the studio. Thanks so much, Chris. We are live here cooking in the kitchen with, of course, Emily Ingram, Southwest Georgia's very first female bodybuilder. But 80% of, I guess, weight loss happens right here in the kitchen. Right. We want to make sure it tastes good, though, and that's where seasoning comes into play.
Absolutely, yes. A lot of people think, well, you know, in order to be healthy or lose weight, food tastes nasty. But that's not true. You have to learn how to cook properly and, you know, expand your mind a little bit. You know, luckily we have a lot of good options these days. The main thing you want to make sure when you check your seasonings is sodium. A lot of things are loaded with sodium. You know,
salt, which is not healthy.
It's not good for your heart, makes you bloated, retain water, all of those things that, you know, in our midsection especially, we don't want to do that.
Right.
Mrs. Dash has some great seasonings, and they are all salt-free, and they come in a variety of flavors.
I always thought Mrs. Dash was kind of the, the collection of different herbs and spices, but we've got extra spicy chicken, which smelled amazing. Is this Caribbean
citrus.
Yum. And then Southwest Chipotle. I mean, overload of flavors, I'm sure, is right in there.
And you can use those on salads, you can use them on vegetables, you can use them on meats, you can use them, you know, a variety of things. Absolutely. And another thing you can do also, which I like a lot, is cayenne pepper. Like I'll put ground turkey mix with, you know, cracked pepper and cayenne pepper in it. You know, spice it up a little bit. Now, it has no sodium.
I've heard cayenne pepper or spicy seasonings in general kind of
speed up your metabolism a little
so
bit.
That is true?
So yes, it is. You know, garlic powder you can use, no sodium. Onion powder, they do have salt substitute. You just need a little bit of that. You know, you don't want to shake it on your food like salt. It doesn't taste, you know, that good for that type of
But that is a little bit healthier option?
Right. This is what I use on my salads. Instead of dressing, as you can see, we have ranch here that has, you know, loaded in fat and calories, unhealthy fat, saturated fat. Whoopsie. Vinegars are great.
Now, rice vinegar, I've been hearing that a lot lately. What exactly is it?
Rice vinegar is, well,
We're about to find out.
I don't know, it's just rice vinegar. I don't know.
Okay.
But, you know, you have to check these ones. They do have a lot of flavored ones, and you want to look at the back. This is just the natural kind, and it has no sodium, but some of them do have.
Okay, so always
300
reading labels.
Always read your labels. They are there for a reason. You don't just look at calories and fat. You have to check the protein, the sugar, the carbohydrates, and you want to know where your carbohydrates come from.
Now, when you're reading labels, it can be a little bit of a foreign language to some people. So what exactly are you looking for?
Your
low numbers, high numbers?
You know, you want, you know, obviously you want protein in it, so that's a high number you were looking for. And, you know, this obviously isn't going to have protein, but when you're looking at things, just, you want low sodium, you want low fat and calories and that. You want, unless it's unhealthy, you know, healthy fats like olive oil. I use olive oil to cook with and on my salad, also with the vinegar. It makes a great dressing.
Okay.
You know, you want lower, you know, carbohydrates, but you want to know where your carbohydrates come from. Are your carbs coming from sugar? Are they coming from fiber? There is a difference. You know, are they complex? Are they simple? So you know, you kind of have to do a little research. You do have
we got
to
a little bit of a lesson.
yourself, right? You have to know what you're doing. You can't just randomly pick things up.
Sure, so always reading those labels.
Absolutely.
But again, these spices are just going to transform your meal. It is still healthy, staying low sodium, but just giving it that extra flavor. Coming up, live here on Good Day, we're going to be showing you how to saute with some of this extra virgin olive oil. Can't get it out this morning. And again, just all making it healthy and tasting good. That's coming up live here on Good Day in just a few minutes. First, Kelly, back on over to you. And cooking up with Emily Ingram. I'm going to slide here out of the way because we want to make sure that you all see what she's cooking. And Emily, you got some yummy vegetables over there.
We do.
And sauteing. What exactly does to saute veggies, chicken, whatever, what does that mean?
You know, we're going to be on the pan, on the stove top here, and just, you know, saute them. And usually people do it in butter.
Okay.
You know, a healthier choice, olive oil. We got your healthy fats in here.
Right.
So we just warmed up the pan a little bit and just cover the bottom.
Now, when you hear oil, automatically people are thinking not healthy.
Right.
Fat, exactly.
Right. But you want olive oil. Healthy fat helps burn unwanted fat. So you have to have healthy fat in your diet.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I put a little bit of olive oil in there. Minced garlic. You know, you can buy it already minced for you.
I say it's already there in the store.
It's already there. We're just going to add, you know, and this is preference by how much garlic you like. It's very strong when you buy it minced, so you don't need a whole lot.
Again, talking about bringing out those flavors in healthy food to make it taste good.
Right.
So you want to keep eating it and keep eating more.
Right. It doesn't have to taste bad. You can season. You can use things like that. So it's going to mix that up a little bit.
Okay. So again, all we have right here in the pan is a little bit of olive oil, and that mixed garlic. Oh, and you can smell that garlic.
Okay. We have the asparagus here, and when you have your asparagus, you know, you just break the bottoms off.
Simple enough.
Put them in here.
And we got asparagus, mushrooms, and it looks like some tomatoes over there.
Right.
Is this the order you want to cook them all in? Asparagus first?
Right. You know, your asparagus is going to take a little bit longer to cook, and so it kind of depends on how well you like yours done. If you like a little bit of crunch, if you like it, you know, softer, cook it a little bit longer. We have our mushrooms here, so we you know, normally let those steam for a minute.
We're trying to do it quick. We're on TV time right now.
So we just add our mushrooms
Slide
in
it all
here.
in. And you can just cook it all right there in the same pot?
Right. Yeah. Those like I said, when we said before, when you mix those fresh flavors or the fresh ingredients, it really brings up the flavors, but it tastes really well.
Yeah.
I like to add, and then I'll put the lid on here for just a minute, let that saute. Let that steam a bit.
And that's all?
That's it.
Just let it cook up for a little bit?
Let that cook for a minute. I like to add cherry tomatoes to mine, and you can add those in a couple different phases. You can add them now. If you want them to be, you know, in a few minutes here, we can add them, and they'll be softer.
Okay.
All right, and then you can add them.
And look at all that color in there.
Exactly. Color's beautiful when you know, nice and healthy.
Okay, now again, let's recap what we've talked about today for folks who might just be joining us. Fresh ingredients, buying in season also means a little cheaper.
Absolutely. Tastes better and it's cheaper when you buy it in season. You know, we have so many fruit stands where you can buy fresh veggies. You can buy all the fruits, and there's a lot cheaper. You're supporting your local community.
Sure.
And, you know, kids have fun. My kids love to go to the fruit stand. You know, all right, pick out what you want, you know, and they just think it's really cool. You know,
Sure.
you stop on the side of the road and there's this big truck here with all this fruit and veggies, and it's great.
There you go.
You know, and you could add just a little bit of salt just for a little bit of flavor if you'd like. I like cracked pepper on mine.
Yummy. Again, that's all it takes. You don't need all that oil. You don't need all that butter. Just a little bit to get some yummy, healthy, flavorful food to entice into your diet. Again, diet is 80%. Working out and exercise is only 20%. With Memorial Day, people are going to be heading to the beach, heading to the pool, and we are going to get you a very healthy lifestyle with some quick tips and tricks from, of course, Emily Ingram, Southwest Georgia's very first female bodybuilder. So you know she knows what she's talking about. We've been cooking up all morning live with her here in the kitchen. Back to you guys in the studio.